Well, joining us on the news from Kano, Nigeria, via Skype to discuss the freedom of 21 herders enslaved by the militia in Central African Republic is a media and security expert, David Smith. Thank you, David, for joining us. 21 out of so many. What do you think about this?
Well, any person who's been freed from captivity, that's good news. Sadly, as you mentioned, Israel, there's still an estimated more than 100 people being held, and you know, this is not a news story. Last time there were well over 400 people being held in that same area. You know, people who are the Pearl or Fulani ethnic group were rounded up and tortured. These anti-Balaka rebels that nobody seems to be able to stop. And although a particular rebel group that's holding this estimated 100 hasn't been identified, it's mostly anti-Balaka or affiliated with anti-Balaka. And that leads us to the former president, Francois Bozize, who is accused of being the mysterious guiding hand behind these anti-Balaka rebels. MONUSCO is doing a good thing along with the AU and HCR by managing to negotiate their freedom. And it's a story we don't hear a lot about. Most of the stories coming out of the Central African Republic these days are about plans for the elections and moving the country forward. These stories, such as the one out of the Yaloke area, are numerous. Chances are there are many other people being held in other parts of the country that we don't know about, simply because there are no people on the ground to tell us what's going on.
David, exactly what I want to take you up on. 21, there's hope, of course, but what efforts are being made to release the rest that are being held? Quite some number that are still being held.
Well, one of the main problems is there just aren't enough people, peacekeepers or law enforcement people on the ground to deal with these problems. Remember, I sometimes sound like a broken record when I talk about these things, but the Central African Republic is a country that's 1.5 times the size of France, and there just aren't nearly enough peacekeepers on the ground to deal with all the incidents of violence and insecurity that are popping up all over the place. Where these 100 are being held, it's a fairly isolated area to the northwest of the capital, Bangui. When there were 400 being held last year, most of these people who are of the Muslim faith were asking to be sent to Cameroon because they did not feel safe. Like most Muslims in the Central African Republic don't feel safe being there. It just wasn't possible to move everybody to Cameroon, and one of the problems, not just logistics, is that once these people
all right,
the
David,
of
I'm afraid I have to let it there. Thank you very much for being on the news.